Every Christmas, the Three Quarters podcast takes a break from the usual rugby segment to discuss other sports and to show you that we are about sports and not only rugby. At the same time, every year, the Three Quarters podcast normally has a guest or guest panelist to discuss the issues. Today, I'll introduce you to the guest panelist in a short while, but remember, the hashtag is 3QP to tell us about the sports issues that you want to discuss. So, my guests today are guys who think or consider themselves knowledgeable in the game of football. So I'll let them introduce themselves. I'll start the gentleman at the extreme left.
Jeff or Jafari. whichever name flies. It's easy.
I feel like I'm meeting you for the first time.
First time, that's what guys call me. I don't know, no.
You're done.
Yeah, man, you want hashtag? Like subtitles, nini.
Joguna Alvin, also known as boyfriend material. Thank you for having us.
Once again, and I'm your host, Ngaro Kamuya, but for purposes of this episode, I'm going to be going by Ngasho, the official noisemaker. As you notice, there's a change in the drinks on the table. Reason being, of course, it's the Christmas season, and we want this to be as informal and as informative as it can possibly be. So you don't need to chomoa your top kizungu, as long as your point is just heard by whoever's going to be listening.
Is there more approaches?
Yeah, this glass.
So the discussion today is going to be centered around the FIFA World Player of the Year. Recently, of course, we know that FIFA has, and UEFA for that matter, have taken the liberty to split the two titles, that is the FIFA World Player of the Year and the Ballon d'Or. I think about 10 years ago, they made, in what is, my opinion, a stupid decision to merge both of them, the World Player of the Year and the Ballon d'Or. And what we've seen is that there's been a dominance by two players in the last 10 years prior to what we've seen this year. So I just want to get your thoughts on the move that FIFA has made and UEFA have made in the last year. Do you think it's good for the game? Do you think it's bad for the game? Do you think the dominance in the last 10 years by the two players, i.e. Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, has been good for the game of football? What has been the detriment to football of their dominance? And what do you think, if at all there has been, and what do you think is going to happen moving forward? So Jeff, since you're the guest, since you've never been here, I'll let you go first.
Do you need like a clipboard? I need to look at those topics.
Is there off the cuff? So first question, let's start with, do you think it was a bright move by FIFA and UEFA to merge the World Player of the Year and Ballon d'Or?
Now?
Yeah.
I don't think it was smart. Because the way guys perform is different. If you perform super at World Cup and during the league, you can't put those stats together.
Yeah.
You get. So for me, I think it wasn't fair to some guys who actually perform during World Cup and then the guys who perform during the season. But also, if you look at the last 10 years, they've been going through, this guy scored 20 goals, 30 goals, whatever.
Yeah.
Cristiano scored maybe 30.
Yeah.
Leo scored 29 or something, so they are going with goals and then an assist.
Yeah.
But if you go to, if you're going with just that, you look at Lewandowski.
Yes.
He was also scoring goals.
Yeah.
He was also making assists, but why isn't he considered to be at the top?
Yes.
He was never on that list to be told, hey, also, by the way, you've been putting in work.
Yeah.
Let us because they were saying goals, assists, and everything, but Lewandowski was due, but he was never top 3 considered. It was never. Then they'd look at maybe Hazard. Hazard scored maybe 17.
Yeah.
And you're like,
where does he come in?
Where does he come in? It doesn't make it fair for guys now. Now that they've split it, maybe you'll have a guy sour in Europe you've been performing, but what league will they look at to say what's the hardest league right now? Guys will say EPL, but if you think about it, Bundesliga right now, the manager who's 30, what is he doing?
Yes,
he's making moves. At Hoffenheim, right? He's making moves. So what's the hardest league? What are you going to use? What's the benchmark for
the criteria
for who's going to be the best player in Europe or
the world for that matter?
You get, that's my
Slim, I know a few years ago we had this discussion. I think 2 years ago we had this discussion on again our Christmas episode, and the reason was at that time I think Cristiano had just won his 4th Ballon d'Or, and we were discussing about how maybe it's not good for football. So do you still echo the sentiments that you had 2 years ago, or they've changed? I mean, what do you feel? Was it a blunder for FIFA and UEFA to separate?
I think for me that was one of the best news I've had this year after Mugabe resigning. I don't even know what FIFA were thinking. It was one financial decision they made because they had to buy into the Ballon d'Or, the Ballon d'Or name and the tag and whatever comes with it. Cristiano and Messi pretty much have dominated the award for 10 years.
back to back.
But honestly speaking, as a sports fan, as a football fan, there have been players who have been jamming in this past decade who deserve this award. There's a time there was we had Ribery.
Yes, 2013.
2013, Ribery, Champions League.
The treble actually.
This year actually we had Griezmann.
Yes.
Griezmann pretty much won the FIFA World Cup. Did well with Atletico. They won the Europa League. Won the Europa League. So for me, I feel like you should have been somewhere in the consideration for
the top 3.
So having Cristiano and Messi just being the only two winning the award the past 10 years, it has just been detrimental for football. And for other players, I feel like for them, they already feel no matter how much I jam, how much I play, no matter what I do in this pitch, I'm not going to get any recognition for it. I think there's a time even, was it Van der Vaart, or who was it? It was a Dutch player also.
Wesley Sneijder in 2010. Yes, in 2010.
He won the treble also.
He won the treble and he got Netherlands to the final.
Exactly. So I feel like FIFA separating from the Ballon d'Or now, at least we give more players a chance to win the different accolades depending on how your season goes.
I look at it. You think, and I want to listen to what you guys have to say. If you look at prior to this season when Ballon d'Or and FIFA World Player of the Year matched, you look at the guys who are winning it. Yes, it was a class of guys. I mean, there was Ronaldinho, there was Zidane, there was Luis Figo, there was Ronaldo, who won in that span of, let's say, 10 years. There was Romario at some point in 97 or thereabouts. Rivaldo at one point.
And
Cannavaro actually, 2006.
One of the only defenders.
Buffon won Golden Gloves. 2007, Kaká won. And then, so I'm saying you have a class of guys who are winning these titles. And then you get to a period of 10 years in which you only have 2 individuals. And like we've rightly said, there are other guys who are jamming. Jeff, you said Lewandowski was jamming wherever he was, the 2 teams that he was playing at. Ribery was jamming. He did have a fantastic season in 2013, and guys think that he did. Sneijder was jamming in 2010. There are other guys who've actually had decent, Andres Iniesta, Xavi, I don't know. There's talk, and if you believe in conspiracy theories, and you sit down and look at what guys talk about, there's talk that this had a very big thing to do with the commercial angle of football.
It has to.
Nike and Adidas. And these 2 guys were the main guys for Nike and Adidas. Do you guys feel like there might have been a commercial angle to it, Slim?
Yeah, and we've seen this before, even with the FIFA World Cup. Was it 98 when Ronaldo was not even on the team sheet? On the team sheet.
Yes.
And once a game was starting, Ronaldo was in the first 11.
Yes.
This is something Nike haven't come out saying, but we all know what it is. Ronaldo was the highest paid player at that time. Highest endorsed player by Nike. There is no way their star player is not playing in the World Cup.
He was the biggest person in that tournament
at that particular point.
Exactly. Actually, the haircut was 02. 98 was bald.
So Nike and Adidas, obviously, if I'm having my front man, Adidas with Messi and Nike with Ronaldo, these guys have to own a Ghana somewhere.
Yes.
You get me? So there's no way now. You see how we're pulling a guy like Ribery, man. Ribery has no commercial aspect. I'm sorry to say. Ribery has no commercial aspect to
It's true. It's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Like it's not that name, like you see in the deeds.
Neither does he look good. I mean, you know, he just actually,
And also his Mashidas who with the France team and to cause. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So let's look at these two role model individuals who we can bank on, and now make our money from there. So Adidas being the face, Messi being the face for Adidas, and Ronaldo being the face for Nike.
Yeah. Jeff, do you echo his sentiments, or what do you think?
Me, I think it's painful.
Yeah.
Like, how many years has it gone? Think about everyone you've named on that list.
Yeah.
They were either Barcelona or Real Madrid.
Yes.
All of them.
Which ones? The initial list?
All, even before.
I mean, before there was, you could have, okay, Cannavaro's at Real, granted. Kaka was at AC Milan.
That was the maybe exception.
Zidane was
But Zidane actually won 2 at Juventus.
That's at Juve.
Yeah. Ronaldo won 1 at Inter and another at Barca.
You see, like,
So, yeah.
then like, those AC and Inter started dying.
Yes.
At some point, they just finished. Then you have
Barca and Real. Yeah. Barca.
Ever since then, it's just either or.
Yeah.
Like, every time I think there's been a World Cup,
Yeah.
I think the winner of the Ballon d'Or has either been from Real or Barca.
Or Barcelona. True. Same for this year.
CR7 won it in Manu, yeah?
He won it when he was in
His
Man
last season,
2008, yes. Last year.
His last season.
But at that point, Manu was...
Manu.
What do you guys say?
You know,
Manu was Manu.
Manu was Manu. You get, like, they were like a force, like, you feared to play them. Like,
but you see also the other aspect I look at is, if you look at, especially when they started focusing on that Barca Real Madrid thing, you do realize Barca is Nike, Real Madrid is Adidas. And that is when like the TV rights market in Spain blew up. So you cannot dispute the fact that there's a commercial angle to this. And then you have to take into account the fact that, can you imagine, remember the scandals that dogged FIFA for those 10 years? I mean, by the time Skinner Sepp Blatter were leaving, their scandals were backing up to, I don't know, 10, 15 years. And it was all because the sport became commercial. So if you ask me, my opinion, I don't think I've been asking questions. My opinion is that I think it was a blunder then to separate it, because you remember you had guys recognized on the world stage, which was primarily, and especially in a World Cup, it was based on what you've done in the World Cup, and then you had guys recognized on the Europe stage, because Ballon d'Or is essentially the European football of the year. So it did not matter where you came from, as long as you played in Europe and you jumped. That's how you had guys like Michael Owen being recognized.
Exactly.
That's how you had guys like Andrei Shevchenko being recognized. And at the same time you have the Ronaldos being recognized. And then we've gone back to that format, because I believe had FIFA World Player of the Year and Ballon d'Or still been merged, would either have had Messi or Ronaldo win this year. The truth in the fact of the matter, and I want to hear what you guys have to say, the truth in the fact of the matter, in my opinion, Modric did deserve it this year. Did he? He did. I don't know what you guys have to say. I'll give my reasons why.
He won the Golden Ball during the World Cup.
Yes.
Finalists, runners-up at the finals. Carried his team against England, the semi-final. Real Madrid also pulled strings for the third. Is it back to back? The three-peat. Modric deserved it. With every right. But I feel like Griezmann also should have been somewhere.
She should have been. I think now that's a problem with this. Okay, Jeff, you finish before I say what the problem is. Do you think Modric deserved it?
He did. At the end, if you look at the stats and everything, he did. But if you look at what he won, he won the Champions League.
Yeah, that's about it.
Right? That's it. Now, for me, I feel, since a defender hasn't won in a while, why didn't they look at Rafael Varane?
Varane had a very good World Cup.
He had a great World Cup and he had a great season. But he was like number 30 or something.
But you know the problem, I think, the reason why Cannavaro won is, remember, Cannavaro was the captain of that Italian team.
So you're saying he had to be the captain?
I feel for a defender to win, you have to be like a Sergio Ramos kind of individual.
Okay, but
unfortunately.
So Varane is a quiet guy, but he does his job.
That's true.
Always.
But I feel like even the same thing as Modric, year in, year out. But those are the guys who are not. I remember even Carrick during his great days at United. The players who you overlook, but when you look at the team stats and everything, these are the players who are pulling strings day in, day out.
Schools.
Schools,
like the schools,
but they'll never get the praise they deserve for what they did in
We
the
can
first.
say the same thing about.
But let me ask you guys,
the era as well.
how like the FIFA World Cup and the Ballon d'Or Player Award, how the criteria, is it journalists?
There's
and
journalists, coaches, and I think they open it up to the public.
captains. Oh,
The captains.
There's captains also,
and I
yeah.
think the public have a,
Now, I think guys were voting.
guys were voting.
Guys were voting, yeah.
Yeah, but look, I mean, fine, it's a vote granted, but there's some, like, as you say, Griezmann. Kylian Mbappe didn't really have a fantastic season for his club.
He did.
But as you're saying, Griezmann had a fantastic season for Madrid and for France. So that's the problem. When you merge or when you go back to the FIFA World Player of the Year, then you start focusing on guys like Mbappe who had a good tournament. But look, this is a debate that can go on for years. And I'd like to hear what guys have to say about what you just had said here. So the next point then is, I'd like you to give me a list of your top 5 coaches. If it's in no particular order,